Hello everyone, this is Tarun Kumar Dash working in Kendriya Vidyalaya Koraput. Welcomes all of you for today's English class, and today's topic is relative pronouns. Most of the time we are wondering how to use who, whom, which, which, and that in sentences. So let's have a complete view about relative pronouns in this lesson. Prior to this, let's find out what are the objectives we are going to achieve after the end of the lessons. And the objectives are: number one, we can understand the relative pronouns. We can identify the relative pronouns in a sentence. Next, we can use the relative pronouns correctly. So, my dear friends, let's learn relative pronouns. Here you can see a picture of a girl named Shita in a dancing posture, and the two girls named Leela and Beulah are watching Sita dancing. So here we can see, look at Sita, she is dancing. Leela and Bimala have come to see her. They are glad to see her dancing. She is also glad to see them. So here, my dear friends, I can tell you here the word Sita has been used here, and instead of Sita we have also used she in order to prevent the repetition of the word Sita. Similarly here, Leela and Bimala, we have used here they, and her is used instead of Sita. So, and then we can say here them has been used instead of Leela and Bimala. So we can have the words like she, her have been used instead of Shita, and the words like they, them have been used instead of Leela and Bimala. So I can say that the words which are used instead of a noun to avoid the repetition in a sentence are called pronouns. For example, we can say she, her, they, them, it, etc. So the pronouns, we have already the knowledge about the pronouns, but now our point is to learn about the relative pronouns. The relative pronouns is nothing but the type of pronouns. So let's discuss about the relative pronouns. Today we are going to review the use of words like who, whom, which, and that. There is often some confusion about which word should be used in different situations. Sometimes we want to get information about persons, sometimes about an object, sometimes it is about something that belongs to the person or the object. In this lesson, I will clarify about the relative pronouns and their uses. At the end of the lesson, there will be a test for you, so try to watch up to the end of the lesson. Now, let's start. I will put up a few examples in front of you. Please read the examples and find out the words, how they have been used. We are going to discuss about the words which are also called as relative pronouns. This is the man who helped me. He was a great leader whom all people respected. This is the boy whose bicycle was stolen. The answer which she gave is not right. This is the house that my uncle built. So here, who, whom, whose, which that are called as relative pronouns. Now, my dear friends, let's learn each word's uses in a very better way. So, my next topic, who. Before going to that, our question arises here: where and why do we use the relative pronouns? So first question here, where do we use them actually? Actually, we use the relative pronouns after a noun. Let's take an example to clarify about doubt. The example is, this is the man who helped me. Here you can see man is the noun of the sentence, and instead of man we have also used to specify, to describe, to give information about the man, the word who, and this word who is nothing but the relative pronoun in the sentence. Next question arises here, why do we use them? We generally use them to make it clear which person or thing we are talking about. Sometimes we want information about the person, about the thing, or about the belongings of about the person. Similarly, so at that time we are using the relative pronouns. So let's understand the relative pronouns. And the first word, as you know, is who. W-H-O, who. So we are using who as a question word also. But here, who is used as a relative pronoun. So my dear friends, let me put up the first sentence in front of you. Here you can see a man is riding the horse. So two sentences are here. I met a man. He was riding on a horse. So here man is the noun and we are giving information about the man. Who was riding on a horse? We can ask a question. Who was riding on a horse? He. He means the man. I met a man. He was riding on a horse. So it is easy for us. What should we use here to connect these two sentences? We can have our word who. So I can write here, I met a man who was riding on a horse. Next, the girl is my sister. She is carrying the tray. Here you can see the girl. The girl is having a tray, and the sentence says that the girl is my sister. So here the girl is the subject, is the noun also. She is carrying the tray. Now make a question with this sentence. She is carrying the tray. And the question generally becomes as, who is carrying the tray? So we can use here who as the relative pronoun to describe or to give information about the subject, the girl. And the sentence is, the girl who is carrying the tray is my sister. So here is a confusion. Why I just splitted the sentences here and I use these sentences here. So I can say that we are giving more information about the girl. As you know, the relative pronoun generally comes after the noun. So we used here the full sentence here. Next we can add up to here. So the girl who is carrying the tray is my sister. Here man and the girl both represent persons. The relative pronoun who refers to the man and the girl. So we can find, my dear friends, in general, who is used for persons only. So when should you use who? If there is I or you or he or she or we in the sentence with the pronoun, we can change them to who as the relative pronoun. So remember this one in your mind to use them in the sentences. Next word comes here, whose. And sentence whose, we can have the sentence, this is the boy, his leg was broken in an accident. So here generally, my dear friends, here his is been used, you can see. So let's make a question with the second sentence. His leg was broken in an accident. So obviously the question word comes as whose leg was broken in an accident. We can ask a question like this. So as the whose as the will be used as the relative pronoun. So my dear friends, the sentence is, this is the boy whose leg was broken in an accident. But remember here, the boy is the noun and the boy also identifies about the person. Next question here comes the example. This is the boy, his bicycle was broken. So we can have here, which bicycle was broken? Obviously the question word comes as whose. So instead of thinking about any other word, we can use whose as the relative pronoun in the sentence like this. This is the boy whose bicycle was broken. Here the boy represents persons. The relative pronoun whose gives information about the belongings of the persons. So in general, I can say whose is used for giving information about the belongings of the persons, or sometimes we can also say possessions. So whose is used instead of, if you are finding the words like my, your, his, her, it, us, them, then without thinking any other thing, you can use the word whose. Next word comes as whom. So here take a sentence. This is the girl. The principal gave her a prize. Now, my dear friends, let's make a question. The principal gave her a prize. Whom did the principal give a prize? So here the word comes as whom. So let's use the word whom as the relative pronoun and make the sentence. This is the girl whom the principal gave a prize. This is the girl whom the principal gave a prize. Next one. The man had a dog. We saw him yesterday. So here we can ask a question. We saw him yesterday. Whom did we see yesterday? Obviously the word comes him. The him represents the man and him. So we are using here whom. So now the sentence becomes as, the man whom we saw yesterday had a dog. Here, the girl, the man represent persons. The relative pronoun whom gives information about the object of the sentence. Object of the sentence means in the second sentence you can see the principal gave her a prize. Here the principal is the subject and her is the object. Here also we saw him yesterday. We is the subject and him is the object. So without the subject we are using here whom for the object. If it is for the subject then we should use who. So in general, whom is used for giving information about the objects of the sentence. So where should you use you? Here is the word whose. Whom is used for me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Now the word comes as which. The sentence is, my car is making strange noises. It is brand new. So here the question generally comes, which is brand new? It is brand new. But here I can say without any, we don't need any information about the brand of the car. If you can say simply, you can say, my car is making strange noises. It is okay. But as we have to use which here, because we are going to add the two sentences with the relative pronoun, so we have to choose which, where we don't need such type of information here. My car, which is brand new, is making strange noises. Here, if you can say that this is the non-essential information, it is brand new. So we are using here which. The picture was painted by my sister. It is on the wall. So here the location, it is on the wall, and the picture was painted by my sister, which is on the wall. So we can use here the picture which is on the wall was painted by my sister. Here, car, picture represent things only, and the relative pronoun which gives information about the things like car and picture. So in general, I can say which is used for things or animals, not for persons. So where should you use which? We should use it and they, then you can use which there. Next, that. This is the man. He lives across the street. This is the man that lives across the street. We are pointing here the person. We can use here who also, because man represents a person. So here we can say that can be used for persons also. Look at my car. I bought it yesterday. Here, whenever you are talking about this one, we need certain information. This information is needed for us. It is an essential information. That is why we are using here that instead of using which. So I can say, look at my car that I bought yesterday. So my dear friends, I can make you clear that while using which and that, we should not be confused about this one. That should be used whenever we need some essential information, but which should be used when there's non-essential information or the extra information we don't need at that time. So we can use there which. If you need extra information and it is essential for you, we should use that. Here, man and car represent person and things. The relative pronoun that gives information about the person and thing. So in general, I can say that is used for giving information about both the things and persons. So that can be used instead of it and they in the sentences. Now, here you can have a comparative statement, a tabular format, relative pronouns, the pronouns like who, and we can use them to relate the people. The people are subject. And for example, we can take, this is the man who broke the window. Similarly, which refers to belongings, the possessions. She knew the family whose car we bought. Next, whom relates to people or the subject.
Sorry, the object.
This is the man whom I met yesterday. Which relates to animals and things when extra information not needed. My bicycle, which was in the garden, was lost. Here we don't need extra information like where was the bicycle. My bicycle was lost. It is enough for us. But still, we are using here which was in the garden. That is why we used here which. Except that relates to people, animals, and things. When extra information is needed here, the lamp that was in the room was broken. So somebody can ask you a question. Which lamp was broken? We can say that lamp which was in the room. So we should use here that the lamp that was in the room was broken, because this information is needed for us. It is an essential information for us. Did you know some of the facts about the relative pronouns? Relative pronouns put two sentences together. They are joining two sentences. Next, we know that we have till now used the words like who, whom, which, that, and which as relative pronouns. But my dear friends, besides these words, some more relative pronouns are also used, like what, why, where, and when. We can have the idea about such relative pronouns in the next class. Relative pronouns refer back to nouns going before them. Do me a favor. Here is the question for you. It's a quiz. Fill in the blanks with the relative pronouns in the following sentences. The pen I bought was soon lost by me. Here is the man Dares I met yesterday. The house in Dares I live is a good one. The snake Dares bit you has been killed. We love those persons. Dares are kind to us. This is the man Dares Shan should first in the examination. A nurse is a woman that looks after sick people. John, days all the teachers like, is an intelligent boy. I saw the children. They were throwing stones at the birds. I am quite sure that you are going to search the answers for these blanks. And my dear friends, if you have completed the answers, let me discuss one by one. Here the first question here. The pen days I bought was soon lost by me. So here I can say the pen. We are identifying and we need information here about the pen. That's why we have to use here that. The pen that I bought was soon lost by me. Next, here is the man days I met yesterday. Here is the man. We can use here whom I met yesterday. The house in days I live is a good one. The house is a good one. Everybody knows that you live in that house. So we can use here which. The house in which I live is a good one. The snake that bit you has been killed. So many snakes are there. Out of so many snakes, we are pointing one snake. We need essential information here. So we can use here that. The snake that bit you has been killed. We love those persons. These are kind to us. We love those persons who are kind to us. This is the man whose son stood first in the examination. A nurse is a woman who looks after sick people. John, whom all the teachers like, is an intelligent boy. I saw the children who were throwing stones at the birds. We met the sailors whose ship was wrecked. This is the question. For you, you can note it and get in practice. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel Tarun Kumar Dash. And if you want some more worksheets and quizzes about English, you can go to https://tarunkumardash.blogspot.com. You can follow me and get unlimited worksheets and quizzes absolutely free for you. Thank you very much for listening. I will come back with a new video for you in the next class. Thank you once again.